Hey Tubies, this is Bob Hickman. It is so good to be back with you. I want to say thank you to all of you who came out to my last video, which was on the Book of Shadows. And if you haven't seen that, that's the video right before this. Check it out. I teach you how to make a Book of Shadows. And you guys seem to really enjoy that. I want to say thank you to all of you for your wonderful comments. Also, if you've enjoyed that video and you want to learn more about that, join my Instagram page. I've got the link down below, but on Instagram I'm known as Psychic Bob. You can just search PSYCHICBOB, all one word, Psychic Bob. And I have more on Book of Shadows there. I've been putting up pictures of some of my pages, and we're having a good time. Some of you have already come over to Instagram, and I would say thank you. For those of you who haven't, come check it out. It's a little different than what I do here at YouTube. I do posts every day there. At YouTube, I'm not able to do videos every single day just because of production time. But you can definitely come over and also get information on Instagram, because I do a daily tarot reading there. And I'm also showing some interesting things, some of my spell casting items, and as I said, Book of Shadows. We have a lot of different things there. So come join us. Anyway, here we are. You know, I know I'm a little behind on messages from the spirit world, but I didn't forget you guys. It's just been a little crazy around here. The letters are coming in, and we're going to get into those. But before we do that, give me just a moment and let me attune to the spirit world. Okay? I hear my spirit guide Fletcher here. Also, by the way, before we get into this, on Friday, Halloween, we're having a special treat, and you don't want to miss it. We're going to have a Ouija board seance. That's right. So you want to be here on Friday. We're going to have that. Also on Thursday, we're going to have another video about aliens. You guys sent me so many letters about aliens. So we're going to have another discussion on the different life forms that are interacting with Earth. So anyways, we got more coming. It's going to be a busy week. Messages from the spirit world today, alien video on Thursday, and Ouija board seance on Friday. You don't want to miss it. All right, guys. Well, let's see. Our first letter here today is from Akeride, and she writes and says, Psychic Bob, anything on past lives or spirit guides or messages? Yeah, you know what I get around you? It's interesting. You had a past life in Ireland. You were actually a psychic and a healer, a bit of a magician. I guess I'd call you like a hedge witch. You work with herbs and healing, worked with animals. That was in the Middle Ages, it looks like. And I feel like you're bringing over a lot of those psychic and healing gifts into this life. And I feel like that's going to be a big part of this next year for you, 2015, is really working with that psychic self. So, anyways, I do see that around you, and hope that helps. Blessings to you. All right, our next letter is from Pekana28. And Pekana says, Psychic Bob, what do you think about the 2015 relationship shift? Many people are talking about soulmates coming together. Pekana, that's interesting, because I do think that, well, let me put it this way. I think that is going to happen, but I think really the roots of that started back in 2012. Now, see, back in 2012, when everybody said, oh, it's the end of the world, asteroid's going to hit the Earth, you all will remember back in 2011, those of you who've been following me for a few years, I told everybody, I said, don't buy into that panic. I said, 2012 is about a shift in consciousness. It's about everybody getting kind of step up and either take their spiritual gifts and run with it, or they're not. You know, some people will receive the gift of extra energy, but they don't use it because, we have free will. But I feel that this 2015 relationship shift, and I have heard about this, is where more people are starting to connect to partners that are more in harmony with their souls. I do believe that is happening, but I really think that started in 2012, but 2015 is kind of like a culminating of that energy. So yes, I do see 2015 as a good year for people to get into relationships that are in harmony with their higher self, that are in harmony with their soul and their spirit. So yes, very much so. I do believe in that. And but like I always say, now don't don't just quit your marriage or break up with somebody and say, oh, well, my soulmate's coming in 2015. Because, when we talk about soulmates, sometimes our soulmate is on the other side while we're here. So it's not always that every single person meets up with their soulmate. But in terms of 2015, yes, I do think that will be more prevalent, but it doesn't necessarily mean every single person. So if you're in a relationship that you're unhappy with, this next year is really a good time to evaluate that and look at it. But don't just be crazy and just leave a good relationship because it's 2015, okay? Anyways, that's a good question. Thanks for writing. All right, our next letter is from Boston Dita. This is interesting. Boston Dita, Lisa's her name. I know Lisa. She's one of the people over on Instagram. Hi, Lisa. Thanks for writing. She says, Second Bob, I saw a ball of energy floating over my head, and it had geometric shapes inside. And it lasted for several seconds, and it faded. What does this mean? Lisa, that's a very good question. What that's about is, now don't freak out, but I'm really serious about this. I think you're receiving alien messages. That's a form of alien contact. The reason I say that is if you go and look up, and all of you do this, research crop circles, particularly over in England, and I've seen the crop circles in England. They're circular shaped, and they have geometric designs in them. And scientists have studied the crop circles, and they've been absolutely amazed because they said that the designs are flawless, and the ones that are real. Now, there are some fake ones, but those are very easy to tell. And if you study crop circles, you'll know what I'm talking about. But the ones that are appearing, many people have seen them form. They form literally within like 10 seconds. A ball of light goes across the field, and light comes out of it, and then these crop circles form. So what I think you're seeing is it's from an alien source, and I think that ball of energy of this forms, if it wanted to, it could go in your yard and kind of create a crop circle. But you were tuning into it, and it just was drawn to your light. Okay, nothing to be worried about. It's nothing dangerous, but we are going to start to see a lot more of this kind of paranormal activity and a lot more stuff that seems like alien-based as we go into the next year to 2 years. It's really going to step up. Okay, hope that helps. Blessings. Okay, our next one is Berry Box. Berry Box writes, says, say goodbye. Have any info on spirit guides or past lives? Yeah, hi. You know what I get around? It's interesting. I'm getting two people around. I get these two angelic-like beings. They're standing beside you. They look like twins. You ever see in the astrology the Gemini twins? Well, these remind me of the Gemini twins. But they're from Atlantis, and they're guardian spirits over you. And I don't get the names around. Sometimes I get the names, sometimes I don't. These ones, I just want to call them the Gemini twins. So if you talk to them and say, okay, Gemini twins, be with me. Because they serve as protectors and guides. And I feel like what they're doing is working with you to draw you closer to your past lives. I do believe you have had a past life in Atlantis. And it's interesting because I do see travel around you. I keep getting a trip to the Caribbean in 2015, like maybe spring or summer of 2015. And I feel like you go there, and when you're there, you have a very mystical, profound experience near the ocean. Like you understand that you've been there back when it was Atlantis. Okay, see, because what a lot of people don't know is the mountains, basically the islands, the Caribbean islands, are really the mountaintops of Atlantis. So that's what that is. And when you go there, you will really reconnect to that. Okay, but you got Gemini. That's the best I can get. I'm sorry, sometimes I don't get the names. As I said, two Gemini twins. So do some research on astrology as well. I feel like they show themselves in that way for a reason. And I think that's to help you understand that you also have some knowledge of star systems and astrology and astronomy. And that's from your life in Atlantis. And you're going to use some of that in this life. Hope that helps. Thank you. All right. Our next letter is from Koala Lover 27. So, Psychic Bob, anything in the near future? What's going on? Things are confusing. What is my purpose? Yeah. You know, Koala Lover, it's interesting. I get the big crossroads here around you. You really are at a life transition here. I feel like you're opening to your life themes right now. And one of your life themes is that what we call activist. And I feel like in the coming years, you're going to do a lot of humanitarian work. In the short term right now, I keep picking up education around you. I feel there's some issues of either going back to school or doing some transition here at schooling. And I pick up a move, like a physical location, a housing change, when we get into like the spring of 2015 around May. So I do feel like there's going to be a move. But in that process, I want you to keep focused on education and remember your activist things. Because I keep seeing you being asked to join committees or join like groups of people. And that's a sign for you of your theme. But I do see in the coming years you doing a lot of human rights work. And I just want you to remember that, okay? Hope that helps. Blessings. All right, our next letter is from Zoidberg to Go. And Zoidberg to Go says, "Say goodbye, can you tell me about past lives and my life purpose?" Yeah. You know what I get right? It's interesting. You had past lives in the 1930s. You were like a goldsmith or a gold broker. You worked with precious metals. You would sell them. You would take jewelry, melt it. You were very much into managing gold. In that lifetime, you had a merchant theme. And you were successful. You did good at managing business. But unfortunately, you died young. It looks like it was cancer that took you, and you died about age 40. And I feel like one of the reasons you're back is, one, because you died young. And I feel like that in this lifetime, you have a humanitarian theme. I think that when you died, went back to spirit, you said, you know, I made all this money, but I really didn't help a lot of the poor. Now that you weren't an evil person, but you just didn't really embrace some of the abilities and gifts you were given. You got focused on the world, and unfortunately then you died young. So you're back to do a lot of good, and you're going to have a humanitarian theme. And I do feel like in 2015, you get to do that. I keep seeing an interface with a nonprofit organization around you. So be open to that as well, okay? Hope that helps. Blessings. All right. Our next letter is system failure. And, you know, system failure, I got to tell you, I'm getting around you some interesting messages here. One of your life themes is an educator. And I feel like that educator theme has traveled with you over lifetimes. In fact, speaking of lifetimes, you're also a mystical traveler. And a mystical traveler is somebody who reincarnates lifetime after lifetime. And they really try to develop their spirit and be the best they can be to help a lot of people. Around you, I pick up a lot of yellow light and purple light. Yellow is an educator theme light. Purple is your psychic gifts. So I do feel you're bringing a lot of psychic gifts. And I feel like when we talk about education, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be a school teacher. I think that you do more kind of education and soul work, like teaching people how to meditate, how to learn about their spirit. I think that's an area you do really well in. One of your past lives was in the 1920s. You were actually a psychic healer. And I believe, interesting, you had some past life connection around Edgar Casey. I don't think you knew him like best friends, but I think that you and he may have appeared at a place together at some point. You may have kind of done a venue, like gone to a church or something together where you met each other. But you have the educator theme in this life, and you are a mystical traveler. And blessings to you. Okay, Tika Carr. Hi, Tika. She's so wonderful. She's been on Instagram as well. You know, I have a message for you. I'm getting around you, hon, a lot of purple light here. And that means that you're opening to your own psychic gifts. And one of your gifts is clairsentience. I feel like you're one of these people, you just know stuff, and it's not like logical, like you could walk in and just know, there's going to be trouble in this house today, or there's going to be trouble at this location. And everybody around you saying, well, why are you thinking like that? But see, you know it from a clairsentient place. See, when we talk about clairsentience, our logical mind doesn't always match with it. But that's one of your gifts, and I do feel like that's opening up around you. So trust your inner man. I think it's gonna help you a lot this year. Blessings to you. All right, let's see here. We got a letter from Southern Sweetie. She says, Psychic Bob, you see anything around me? Yes, hon, I get around you a lot of stuff here. You've got a lot of silver light and gold light, and I love those lights because silver light is always about growth in money. So I do see financial improvement around you this year. The gold light looks very wonderful as well. Gold light, when I see that indicates publicity. That's about being seen, being out and about. And I feel like I want you to watch around December or January, because these seem like very significant months for you, where there may be some issues around publicity, traveling, could be connected to some of your writing, but I do see you traveling. And I also get in 2015, a little later in the year, travel, and I get the states of Tennessee around you, and also Georgia, like Atlanta, Georgia in particular. Nashville, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia. And I see your daughter with you as well, and I feel like she's traveling with you, so you'll have a traveling companion with her. Anyways, but keep watching. Watch December, January. That's where it all kicks off. Blessings to you. All right. Got another letter here from Real Strategy Gamer. It says, Psychic Bob, I've been following you since you first started way back in 2006. And he says, I'm glad you're still doing videos. I know, can you believe I've been here so long? God, I feel like I'm getting old, huh? Anyways, listen, I got a message for you. You have around you right now a spirit guide, Nikola Tesla. Nikola Tesla was a famous scientist. If you don't know who he is, look him up. T-E-S-L-A, Tesla. He made the Tesla coil. But he's one of your spirit guides. And I feel like he's around you now because he's helping you to start something. There's a project here. Looks like it's something creative. Could be technical, like developing a program. But I get the word app around. It's like a phone app. And I feel like you may be being led by him to create something. So I want you to really pay attention to that inner voice. And if you get an idea and think, wow, I can make a cool phone app, trust it, follow it, start to work on it, because he's leading that. The words I get is go for it. Watch around February 2015. I feel like this is a turning point in this process. Looks like there's some people you meet within a business area that could be helping to further with the development. So, anyways, Nikola Tesla, he's around you. Blessings to you. All right, guys. Well, listen, that is all I've got for today. But listen, keep it here at Spirit Channel. On Thursday, we got a video all about aliens. And on Friday, we're having, for Halloween, a Ouija board seance. You don't want to miss it. So be here on Thursday and Friday. And listen, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We'd love you to be part of Spirit Channel. So like this, favorite, thumbs up, share it with your friends, and also come follow me on Instagram. Blessings to you guys. Thanks for being here. And of course, next week we'll also have another Messages from the Spirit